Former Prince Andrew has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. That's right. Prince Andrew has been arrested. Sky News reports police had been assessing claims against the former Duke of York, who turned 66 today, that emerged in the Jeffrey Epstein files. Police haven't named the person arrested, quote, as per national guidance. According to the Crown Prosecution Service, misconduct in a public office refers to serious willful abuse or neglect of powers relating to the role. Andrew has denied any wrongdoing. Caddy, I think it's hard sometimes for Americans to understand London's culture, how tight it is, how close people are, how we see people, royals, and we think, they're far afield. They're rarely seen by people. But this, for you actually grew up in and around, places where Prince Andrew would go, where people that run London go. And this has to be particularly shocking to you, just as somebody from London that grew up with the royals, around the royals. I'm just curious, your thoughts this morning on this extraordinary news breaking out of London.
Look, this has never happened before. We have a prince, the favoured son of Queen Elizabeth, much-loved Queen Elizabeth, now sitting in a jail cell with, we're told, a bed and a toilet in the cell. He can be held there for, I think the statutory maximum is 96 hours. People say it's likely to be 12 to 24 hours. And I was just checking, but there has been no member of the British royal family who has ever been arrested. His sister Anne was given a criminal charge for having a dangerous dog back in 2002. That is the closest this comes. A couple of other minor royals have had drunk driving charges leveled against them, but no one in the royal family has ever been in this position. So whether you know the royals or you don't know the royals, this is incredibly shocking and yet almost inevitable. The net was tightening around Andrew. He was no longer a prince. The king, his brother, had said the criminal investigation has to run its course. We will, of course, cooperate, was the language that he used. So now the question is, what happens to Andrew? What's the knock-on effect to the royal family? And I think perhaps most importantly, what does this mean for victims of Jeffrey Epstein, who are seeing that in the United States, there is little accountability outside the private sector, but in Britain, you've had now 3 members of the UK government and a prince facing very serious consequences because of their relationship with Epstein.
And this makes that contrast in accountability as stark as it's ever been when you have the brother of the King of England now sitting in jail. Let's go straight to London. Bring in MS Now international reporter Inez de la Cuetara. Inez, what more are we learning this morning?
Hey, yeah, I mean, a really remarkable turn of events, as Caddy just mentioned. This is the first time a member of the royal family has been arrested, at least in recent history. So the former Prince Andrew arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. British police were seen arriving at his residence in Sandringham earlier today. That's according to local media reports. We know, of course, Andrew has always denied any wrongdoing, but this comes after Thames Valley Police had said it was investigating claims that he may have leaked confidential information to Epstein while he was trade envoy for the UK. We did get a statement from police, so they're not naming him. That's typical for British police, but they say they did arrest a man in his 60s from Norfolk. We know that Andrew is 66. It's actually his birthday today. They say on suspicion of misconduct in public office, and they are carrying out searches at other places, other addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk. They say the man remains in police custody at this time. We also got a statement from the Assistant Chief Constable Oliver Wright. He says that following a thorough assessment, we have now opened an investigation into this allegation of misconduct in public office. It is important that we protect the integrity and objectivity of our investigation as we work with our partners to investigate this alleged offense. Now, we know that Buckingham Palace just about a week ago had said that it would be cooperating with this investigation. That is also remarkable. We had heard, the members of the royal family also speaking out about this. The King, the Prince and Princess of Wales putting out statements saying that they were deeply concerned by these allegations, that their thoughts remained with the victims. And, you know, of course, we know that back in the fall, Andrew had been stripped of all his royal titles because of his ties to Epstein. And as you guys just mentioned, this comes as there's been this real push for accountability in the UK, whether it has to do with the royal family or members of the government as well, with, you know, two of the British Prime Minister's aides having to resign over the Peter Mandelson scandal. Mandelson also believed to have leaked confidential information to Epstein, the prime minister really fearing for his political future at one point. And we did hear from Starmer just this week, actually. He was asked about, you know, the Epstein scandal, and he said that basically no one is above the law, not even Andrew. And he is calling for Andrew to testify before both UK and US authorities.
Wow. Ines de la Cuetara live from London. Thank you very much for your reporting this morning.